Another 3, good.
Do you think Terence Crawford is approaching you in the proper way?
I think he's wanted the fight and doing respectful, you know. I want Canelo.
2, 3, 4. Eso. Enjoy.
Do you believe Terence Crawford is addressing you appropriately? I believe that he has wanted them to be respectful. And you know that I want Canelo to enjoy himself. After footage of Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford training appeared online.
Eso. Eso. Venga. Y a 5, venga. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eso. Enjoy.
Canelo Alvarez responded. When asked about it, Canelo answered, enjoy, suggesting that he is unaffected and ready for his own obstacles. Canelo was spotted in the gym, focused and working hard. Everyone had fun in the interim. We're so close now, highlighting their growing.
Seeing Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford all in the one place, and I know you put that together. You played the game, and you put yourself in a position there to sort of create a moment. And there was a few viral moments from that in the clips outside. What's that sort of environment like for you? I get a feeling every time I speak to you, you're so locked in. Do you not feel anything when you're around everybody in the gym and you've got to do them spars?
It kind of just feel it, you know. Back in the day, like, if you asked me this question, I probably would tell you, like, oh, it was so amazing. It was, but now I'm kind of so used to, like,
regular.
Yes, it feels so normal. Like, honestly, that's why me and, like, Floyd is so, like, close now, because it's like, I'm a genuine person, and he don't, like, he like genuine people around, so.
Friendship and mutual respect within the boxing world. Shakur Stevenson recently talked about meeting Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He expressed his admiration for Floyd and said that Mayweather values being around genuine people, which has strengthened their bond. I've seen Terence Crawford and Floyd May together, and I know you put that together. You played the game and positioned yourself there to sort of create a moment, and there were a few viral moments from those clips outside. What's that kind of environment like for you? I feel like every time I talk to you, you're so locked in and don't feel anything.
He went on the rant with Teddy Atlas.
What's that mean?
He said you're the most overrated Mexican champion in history. He said that Salvador Sanchez.
Boxeador mexicano.
Más popular,
pero sin causa. Sí.
Fucking crazy, that guy. and you think he knows boxing? Fuck.
When Terence Crawford said that he moved up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Kobe. Then he moved up again and he lost to Bivol. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was just an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, you know, all-time light heavyweight. It's a bit different because Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up. Okay, and Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154 for Terence Crawford. Let's just keep it a bit.
You have to do them in front of everyone in the gym. Spar all of it just feels like, you know, if you asked me this question back in the day, I probably would have said, oh, it was so amazing it was. But now I'm kind of used to saying, yes, it feels so normal.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. The power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time. doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
When he fought Canelo and he was like standing right in front of Canelo and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Honestly, which is why Floyd and I are so close now, because it seems like I'm a real person and he likes genuine people around. Considered by many to be the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez responded to Terence Crawford's tactful request for a bout. Canelo accepted Crawford's desire to fight him, pointing out that Crawford has avoided trash talk and negativity.
I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants, if I'm honest, because I think he feels like he won't get a lot of credit beating a light middleweight. And Crawford's going to move a lot in that fight, which is not ideal for Canelo. But what's his options? I mean, like, you know, if Bivol wins, he could fight him for undisputed. That's a very tough fight. What's the other options? You know, Benavidez is up at 175. Obviously, His Excellency wants to make that fight, so guess we could see it next.
In his markings, in order to reinforce his place as a renowned boxer and acknowledge Crawford's accomplishments, Canelo highlighted his deserved position by saying, "You never know, maybe one day I wake up and want to fight that guy." Although he implies that anything is possible in the future, Canelo maintains his composure and respects.
I'm like this nice cause of Bud. Like, me truthfully, like, I done got better through the years. Like, not even just being in the ring with him, but even being outside the ring. Watching his demeanor, watching what he doing in his sparring, watching his training camp, how hard he trained. Like, dog, I owe Bud a lot, so I'll never even talk about too much sparring.
Yeah,
like.
I got you.
Shakira, everybody just keeps saying, bro, he lighting the ass, the weight. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
what do you
but
say about that?
I think skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes. Yeah. He's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him in
person
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day, he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying, I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
A long time ago.
Yeah. All boxers and the integrity of sports. He said, "What's that mean, Atlas?" as he entered the ring. "You're the most overrated Mexican champion in history," he remarked. "And you think he knows boxing? They speak about me going up and having a hard time, but he went up and waited and lost, which is the difference." Terence Crawford stated when he moved up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost. Canelo Alvarez actually advanced and won, moving up several weight classes. But if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he went up and beat K, but he went up again and lost to B. I don't think that was a strong argument because I went up weight and won.
It's crazy that, Canelo said that, because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here, young guy, even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm gonna go out there and just show him that this is the elite level and it's something totally different.
Terence Crawford, on the other hand, advances to 154 and wins 115 to 113. But it was only an 11-0 loss for a man with no experience. But, well, there's a difference, to be honest. Blee is a Hall of Famer, so this guy is always like heavyweight. Kovalev is a greater challenge at light heavyweight than M, and Canelo did knock him out when he moved up okay. Terence Crawford, please maintain an AP. Because Terence Crawford wanted to fight, not him. Canelo previously stated that he would not lose weight to fight him.
I think Crawford don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in. Because, I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight, and he don't move that much now. So if the money is right, I mean, why not?
How you think he did at that weight, at 154? How you think Crawford did?
You know, they are a weight class for a reason, and you need to ask him. It's different. I know in his mind he think he can do whatever he wants because he's very talented fighter. He's a very good fighter. I like how he fight, but that's why there are weight classes. And he knows now.
He also said that people would be critical of him for taking on someone too little, and that Crawford was a different kind of boxer, making the matchup unappealing. Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look. I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is. But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into what we 6 decisions in a row now scores a knockdown every time power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as long as far as I'm concerned.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody. You got to show me that you can beat him.
He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys. Because he is fighting younger, bigger guys.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter. And I would just like to, fight another great.
You got to keep that in mind as well when he fought Canelo, and he was standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo was just whiffing. It was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight. When he realized, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs, and then Canelo's just standing right in front of him. That's the only thing Bob learned from fighting. Eddie Hearn, Floyd's promoter, has expressed similar opinions. He voiced concerns about the size difference between Canelo and Crawford, saying that Canelo might not get much credit for a battle with Crawford because of Crawford's smaller frame. Canelo won't receive any credit for defeating a lightweight.
That has to be made. How do you see that playing out? I'm not a big fan of that fight matchmaking because they're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one the best fighters that I've seen. I told him yesterday when I met him up last night there at the dinner, I'm like, dude, you're a badass. You've been a badass. You don't always get the recognition because of the politics in boxing and the favoritism here and there. but he truly does have the skills, and he's a great fighter. He's proven it multiple times, obviously. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66?
Yeah.
Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts.
Yeah.
I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill wise, I think Crawford is a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor.